Welcome to episode 25 of Silly Cyclists. I'm your host Gaz, and I hope you enjoy. Starting right off at number 10, we've got a few submissions here from Cycling Mikey, all involving that same cyclist that just went past him on the roundabout. He makes small errors which build up into something bigger, and it's probably his attitude at heart which is the problem here. So he jumps this red light. Not really a problem. It's done in perfect safety. There's no other vehicles or pedestrians crossing. But as Mikey shows, you do it once, you're going to do it again. And you'll see he's on the pavement here, which isn't allowed for cyclists on this. And he's doing it to get around the traffic. If you really want to get in front of the traffic, please don't cycle on the pavement, but instead get off and push. I've done that a few times myself. And another red light here. You'll see that it's red for a rather large amount of time, and there are pedestrians crossing, and this cyclist will shortly come flying through and force a woman to change her stride. I think it's a woman, maybe it's a man, I don't know. Yeah, that person there. Force them to change their stride as to avoid being hit. Not the best. Number 9, here we have a submission from Paulo. I don't know how to say that. The cyclist in front in black is on the phone. This really is not something I advise. You're taking your concentration away from the road, and you don't have control of your front brakes. If anything pulls out in front of you and you need to stop quickly, you're not going to do it. And if we're saying to motorists, you shouldn't / can't use your phone, then why as cyclists should we be any different? We should adhere to the same rules of the road, basically, especially when it's concerning concentration. Number 8 here, another red light situation. You're going to see this guy there barrage through as there is a pedestrian crossing. And shortly after, I see him looking away from the road, swerving a little bit. He's pulling something out of his pocket. And I later find out that it's actually his iPhone. And I don't have a problem with people listening to music. But as soon as you use that, as that becomes a distraction, then that's when I have a problem. So this guy's he's obviously been changing the song because he doesn't like it. And he's not in proper control of his bicycle or concentrating on the road, and that is where I think it becomes silly. Number 7, we're going to see lots of stuff today revolving around red lights. This is only, I think, the 3rd already, and basically when the light turns amber again after red, we can start going, but that's only if there aren't pedestrians on the crossing. And you see here 2 cyclists a bit pushy to get started. Just wait, just let them finish crossing and then let them go. As a pedestrian yourself, you don't want people cycling into you as you're finishing crossing. Anyway, you see the cyclist behind me shortly comes up my inside, but he could have had the option to go on the right side of the traffic but chose not to, which I think is strange because later on he does actually go right. So I think here you need to think about your lane management before you get to it. And you'll see here that he doesn't really give a really good clear look and doesn't indicate. So, okay, you're in the wrong lane, but we all make mistakes and get in the wrong lane. But just make sure that when you need to change lanes, you do so clearly and just do it safely. Number 5. As we come around this corner, you'll see the traffic lights change. And shortly after the traffic lights is a bus stop. So filtering up the inside of that bus, really not advisable in that situation, as you don't know if the driver's seen you or when he's going to cut into the cycle lane. So personally, not for me. And then you'll see this car indicating left, and this cyclist weaves around a little bit. I don't know why he weaved. It's certainly something that intrigued me and slightly worried me. In this situation, okay, the car's indicating left. Just slow down a little bit, change lane, just go past it. No biggie. I don't really see the need to swerve. Number 4. Again, amber flashing light. There are pedestrians still crossing, and this guy decides to swerve into her. I can only presume he was going to swerve around her, but I really don't know why. Seriously, just take care when it's still amber. You just check for pedestrians. If there aren't any, then fine, go ahead. Number 3, this one really did worry me. This cyclist had no idea when the traffic was going to start moving, and this could have easily turned horribly wrong. You're going to just see, don't do it. I did actually shout out, don't go down there, but clearly he has a mind of his own. The gap there, you can see there's a single red line, and this is actually a double red route. So there's probably maybe 30 centimetres at best clearance there between the curb. Really not something I'd want to do. Number 2, here's a submission from Cycling Mikey, and as nearly is in each of these episodes, there's an involvement with a large vehicle and indicators potentially. And this cyclist decides to go up the left, and Mikey voices his concerns, and the cyclist does eventually stop. But seriously, eek, you can see there how quickly that HGV, the rear of it, starts to turn, and that is the issue. Especially going up the inside, it's sometimes quite hard to see from the inside of that HGV the indicators. So it's best, A, to stick behind them, and B, don't filter at all when they're indicating left. That's just absolutely insane. Number 1, submission here from Doublemint, and it's the second cyclist in front of him who you'll see swerve there. The cyclist in front of him voiced his concerns, and obviously that cyclist wasn't happy, showing his ungratefulness for whatever. Going down a hill with some speed bumps here, and he obviously doesn't want to lose some speed. As you see him shortly get very close to the rear of that vehicle, which does have to slow down for the speed bumps. And again, you'll see him move to the right of it, overtaking it, whilst there's still oncoming cars, might I add, forcing them slightly into the bus lane. And what he does here is insane. He jumps the red light at speed on the wrong side of the road in the wrong bus lane. That could have gone horribly wrong. And I seriously hope this cyclist bucks his ideas up, because if you continue to cycle like this with disregard for all road users, you're probably going to end up getting hurt, which is something that I don't want to see, and I'm sure a lot of other people don't want to see as well. So yeah, just think about your actions before you do them, really. Being safe on the road is very important, but you got to look out for yourself. Good cyclists this week. They're actually just to the left of that coach, and the coach is overtaking them, but the bus lane shortly narrows, and that cyclist does the only thing they can do, and that is brake. And unfortunately you're not always in control of every situation, but they did 100% the right thing, just got the hell out of it, and live to cycle another day. Anyway, thanks for watching. If I could ask you all please to like the video and comment. It helps to get this video more views, and hopefully get more people seeing it, seeing how to cycle safely. That's really my aim here, is just to teach people, show people how to cycle safer on the roads, because it can be dangerous if you're not looking out for yourself. Yep, you can get some more information on the website, and you can follow me and on Twitter, and hopefully I'll start posting some more interesting stuff. Thanks for watching.